Filippo Balbi's Testa Anatomica is an oil painting from the 1800s depicting a man's head composed of writhing male figures. It's a surreal and thought-provoking piece that explores themes of anatomy, identity, and the complexity of human existence. In 1908, Russian actor Novoselsky portrayed Elm Tree, a character in the play The Lower Depths by Maxim Gorky. Novoselsky's performance was chilling as he embodied the dark and haunting essence of a destitute man struggling with poverty and despair. His portrayal evoked a sense of fear and unease, leaving audiences haunted by the harsh realities depicted on stage. Behind the scenes of The Shining in 1980, the Grady twins, played by Lisa and Louise Burns, maintained their eerie presence. Their calm demeanor offset the chilling atmosphere on set, leaving cast and crew unsettled, blurring the lines between fiction and reality. In the 1700s to 1800s, German wooden parturition chairs were used for childbirth. The process was perilous, often leading to maternal and infant mortality. Women endured excruciating pain in these chairs, sometimes resulting in traumatic injuries. Lack of medical knowledge and sanitation made childbirth a terrifying ordeal, with many mothers facing infections and complications contributing to the high mortality rates of the time. Pinhead holding a baby in his iconic eerie manner might evoke unsettling imagery. It juxtaposes innocence with terror, hinting at a dark narrative where the macabre meets the vulnerable, stirring a chilling cocktail of fear and discomfort for viewers. Fungi sprouting from a fox's skull evoke eerie visuals, suggesting a grim cycle of life and decay. Nature's relentless force turns death into a haunting spectacle, showcasing the macabre beauty of decomposition and the haunting allure of the natural world's darker corners. The display of a spinal cord and brain can evoke visceral fear, confronting viewers with the fragility of their own mortality. It's a stark reminder of our vulnerability, unsettlingly tangible in its raw form, stirring primal instincts and a deep-seated unease about the complexities of our own bodies. The grand chandelier in the bone church at Kutna Hora, adorned with human bones, casts an eerie glow. Made from the remains of over 40,000 individuals, it's a haunting reminder of mortality and the macabre artistry born from death, creating a chilling atmosphere that leaves visitors awestruck and unsettled. Les Passe-Murailles, or The Passer Through Walls, depicts a man halfway stuck in a wall, a haunting homage to a character from French literature. The eerie sculpture, frozen in perpetual limbo, evokes a sense of existential dread, blurring the lines between reality and fantasy, leaving viewers unsettled and introspective. In the early 1990s, Larry Don McQuay was caught M-ing a 6-year-old child in San Antonio, Texas. He was arrested and later confessed to M-ing as many as 240 children. While incarcerated, he pleaded for surgical castration, declaring, "Even hell is not sufficient to prevent me from reoffending." In 2005, he underwent surgical castration and has remained free of reoffense since then. His desire to be castrated led the Texas legislature to pass a law in 1997 that allowed the state to offer surgical castration to pedophiles in prison, but only on a volunteer basis. Larry was released July 31st, 2016 from the Bexar County Detention Center after serving 11 years in a work release program. On June 27, 2015, a dust fire broke out at Formosa Fun Coast, a water park in Taiwan. During an outdoor color powder party, staff sprayed clouds of cornstarch towards the participants, which unexpectedly ignited. Lasting for 40 seconds, the fire injured 508 people, resulting in 15 fatalities and leaving 199 individuals in critical condition. At first, only small patches of airborne cornstarch ignited and quickly extinguished. However, staff members exacerbated the situation by using carbon dioxide fire extinguishers on the participants. This, combined with the running of the participants, dispersed the airborne cornstarch into multiple dust clouds, which were primarily responsible for the majority of the burning. The Robert Pickton murders shook Canada with their brutality. Pickton, a pig farmer, preyed on marginalized women in Vancouver's downtown East Side. He lured them to his farm, where he got rid of them through extreme measures. Shockingly, authorities had missed opportunities to stop him earlier. The case exposed systemic failures and ignited debates about social inequality and the vulnerability of marginalized communities. 5th century BC Greek painter Zeuxis is said to have died laughing at the humorous way he painted the goddess Aphrodite, after the old woman who commissioned it insisted on modeling for the portrait. Despite being very smart, Albert Einstein's second son, Edward, was diagnosed with schizophrenia and described by his father as an insoluble problem. He was sent to a mental asylum at the age of 20 and remained there for the next 35 years before dying of a stroke in 1965. In 2004, DEA agent Lee Page accidentally shot himself in the leg while giving a lecture on gun safety. Page sued his employer after video of the 2004 accident in Florida appeared in the news and went viral on the internet. He lost his appeal in 2012. Page claimed in his lawsuit that the DE's release of the video, taken by a parent attending the demonstration, invaded his privacy and ended his ability to work undercover or give motivational speeches. Kimberly Clark Saenz, also known as Kimberly Clark Fowler, is a former Texas licensed practical nurse and a convicted serial killer. She was convicted and received a life sentence for murdering 5 patients at a dialysis center in Texas by injecting bleach into their dialysis lines. This horrifying act of betrayal in a place of healing shocked the nation and highlighted the dark potential for abuse in medical settings. Albert Einstein encouraged President Roosevelt to develop an atomic bomb because he feared the Nazis would make one first. But he deeply regretted this after hearing about the devastation of Hiroshima, and knowing that his discoveries led to the invention of the atomic bomb made him very depressed. Tragic footage from April 2024 captured Liu Jie's final moments before he jumped off the Yangtze River Bridge in China, following a breakup with his girlfriend, Tan Zhu. The day before his tragic death, Liu Jie reportedly transferred about $9,000 to his girlfriend's account. Throughout their relationship, Jie is said to have given Tan over $70,000. Liu Jie's body was discovered 12 days after he jumped into the river, and he was cremated on May 3, 2024. In January 2014, 5-year-old Garnet Spears died at a hospital in suburban Valhalla, New York, after his mother, Lacey Spears, injected him with high levels of sodium, leading to swelling in his brain. On March 2, 2015, a jury found Lacey Spears guilty of murdering her son by poisoning him with table salt, which she had administered from infancy through his feeding tube. Following Garnet's death, his mother, Lacey Spears, was charged with second-degree murder and first-degree manslaughter. On April 8, 2015, a judge sentenced Spears to 20 years to life in prison for her son's death. This golden throne chair was found in the tomb of King Tut. Its colors haven't faded over 3,000 years, highlighting the impressive skills of ancient Egyptian craftsmen. The longest prison sentence handed down by a court is thought to be that received by Chamoy Thipyaso of Thailand, who in 1989 was given a jail term of 141,078 years. Thipyaso had been involved in a pyramid scheme that defrauded 16,231 people out of an estimated total of between $200 million and $301 million. These mysterious events have baffled scientists for years. The Dyatlov Pass incident in 1959 left 9 Russian hikers dead under bizarre circumstances, with some found missing eyes or tongues. In 1977, the unexplained "wow" signal from space suggested possible extraterrestrial contact. The Oakville blobs of 1994, gelatinous rain in Washington state, caused illnesses and remain unidentified. Finally, the Siberian Potomsky crater, discovered in 1949, is a massive, unexplained geological formation still puzzling experts. The death of Marilyn Monroe is surrounded by scary and morbid mysteries. Found dead in 1962 from an apparent overdose, rumors of foul play persist. Conspiracies involve the Kennedys, as Monroe allegedly had affairs with JFK and RFK. Inconsistencies in autopsy reports and missing evidence fueled suspicions of a cover-up. Witnesses reported seeing strange men around her home before her death. Monroe's housekeeper changed her story multiple times, deepening the mystery. Her tragic end remains one of Hollywood's darkest enigmas. If a pregnant mother suffers organ damage, the fetus can send stem cells through the placenta to help repair the mother's organs. While this process is fascinating and beneficial, it's morbid to consider that the fetus may be acting as a biological safeguard, sacrificing its own cells to keep the mother alive. This is a photograph of the well-preserved torso of the Old Krogan Man, an Iron Age bog body discovered in Ireland, that dates back over 2,000 years, with an estimated death between 362 BC and 175 BC. The body, found decapitated and cut in half, was naked except for a plaited leather band around his left arm. This likely indicated high status. A 2014 documentary suggested that he was a king or prince who was sacrificed by druids due to poor weather or harvests. The Old Krogan Man is displayed in the National Museum of Ireland in Dublin. Scary whispers surround a haunted hospital where the ghostly presence of Florence Nightingale is said to roam. Morbid tales recount eerie apparitions of Nightingale tending to invisible patients. Her spirit eternally bound to the wards, echoing the unsettling past of wartime horrors and untold suffering. Some secrets suggest the ancient Egyptian pharaohs had a mysterious understanding of energy unseen in our time. Hidden hieroglyphs depict eerie symbols resembling modern Wi-Fi, hinting at lost advanced technologies buried with the pharaohs, guarded by curses that have thwarted tomb raiders for centuries. Legend has it, if you stand alone in front of a mirror, summon Mary by chanting her name 3 times, you'll be transported into a world of horror. The legend might trace its roots back to Queen Mary I of England, known for her ruthless reign, earning her the title Bloody Mary for her persecution of Protestants. Many brave souls claim to have encountered her. From distorted faces to eerie whispers, their stories send shivers down the spine. But is it just our minds playing tricks, or is Bloody Mary a spectral reality? Psychologists suggest that mirror gazing can induce hallucinations, triggering primal fears. Our minds may conjure terrifying visions in response to the anticipation of the supernatural. Mr. Fritz, a ventriloquist's doll from the 1940s, is said to be haunted. Believed to contain the spirit of a deceased prisoner of war, its owner reported eerie occurrences. The doll's case opening on its own, its eyes blinking, and its mouth moving without human interaction. Some even claim to have heard whispering voices emanating from the doll.